Can you use AI to pick the best dividend stocks for your portfolio? Instead of spending hours on research, doing your due diligence, doing all your homework, can you take a shortcut and just get AI to do all the work for you and pick the stocks for your portfolio? As you just saw in this clip, I asked Microsoft's Copilot, which is powered by ChatGPT, to pick the best dividend stocks for us for 2025. As you can see, I put a quick message and boom, I got a list. It was that quick, it was that easy. But how did AI come up with this 5 list? Well, it's all about data, pattern recognition, and a bit of robot wizardry. So let's break all that down. AI uses a colossal amount of data, specifically in this case, financial data, more than any human could ever process. Basically, it's doing all the heavy lifting for you so you can just sit back, sip your coffee, and wait for the results. But just like that super strong robot, we shouldn't blindly just trust AI without using our own judgment. And in this case, when you're picking dividend stocks or stocks or ETFs, or making any investment decisions, you want to consider the company's overall health. You want to consider macroeconomic factors. You want to consider the company's overall growth strategy. And most importantly, you want to consider your own investment goals and objectives. Remember, folks, AI is just a tool. It's a really smart tool, but your investment decisions should be based on your own thorough research, your own insights. It's like you watching one of my videos where I mentioned various stocks, various ETFs. Don't just go off of one of my videos without doing your own due diligence. As a matter of fact, don't just go by any other influencer when they're mentioning stocks and ETFs without doing your own due diligence. There is no shortcut for that. Remember, it's a tool and use it as a tool, not a replacement for your own knowledge in your own brain. Now, going back to a list that Copilot presented, as you can see, it picked names like Fortis, Canadian Natural Resources, Telus, Pembina Pipeline, and Cogeco. If I'm being honest, if I were starting a new TFSA or RSP in 2025, these are 5 very compelling stocks that I would put my own money behind. For example, let's take a look at Fortis. Fortis has a 40-year history of paying stable dividends and growing dividends for that matter. The yield is around 4.1%, sustainable payout ratio. This is a very good pick. Second pick, Canadian Natural Resources. Dividend yield around 4.5%, constant dividend growth, and a payout ratio around 50%. Having said all that, you still have to be very careful if you're going to put your own hard-earned dollars behind these AI picks, and I'm going to show you why. So after Copilot gave me this list of 5 dividend stocks, I asked it to perform a fundamental analysis on these 5 picks, mainly out of curiosity to see how it would respond, and here is where things go wrong. Look at the dividend yield provided by Copilot for Fortis. It's stated to be around 0.15 or 15 basis points, which I know is completely wrong since Fortis typically trades around the 4% yield mark. And I know this because I spend hours doing my own due diligence. I do my own homework behind my own stock picks, behind my own ETFs. So when I see data presented by others, or in this case, this chatbot, if I see something that's not correct, it immediately stands out because again, I've done my own homework. I'm aware of the stats behind these stocks. So when something is not correct, it's just going to jump out to me faster. And that's why I'm always mentioning on this channel in my videos, do your own due diligence. Make sure you do your own homework. It's just going to make your investment decisions that much stronger. But anyways, going back to this list and what Copilot did with this fundamental analysis. If you take a closer look at the information presented by Copilot, dividend yield is not the only bit of information that's incorrect. What I want you to do is pause this video, go through this fundamental analysis, and let me know in the comments down below what else stands out to you that's not correct. I'm going to show you the answers later on this video. So you might be wondering, If AI is supposed to be smart, super smart, how did it go wrong? Why did this even happen? In fact, I started wondering the same thing, and I started digging in a little bit further to see what's really going on behind the scenes. The good thing is that when Copilot is presenting information, it is also going to present sources and links to information where it's getting the information from. So in this case, even though it's presenting information on Fortis, which, as you know, trades on the TSX, it actually presented information on Fortis Healthcare, which is a chain of hospitals in India. So then I decided to call out Copilot and letting it know where I went wrong. And this is what it had to say. Pretty much, I got a response that's like an oops, my bad, thanks for catching. So to summarize my experience here, it presented a great list in a matter of seconds, 5 great stocks. And as I mentioned, these are 5 stocks that I'm actually considering putting my own money behind. So it tells you those are really good stocks. It didn't just pick 5 random stocks that aren't just worth it. But where it went wrong is going beyond that initial list and being able to provide a strong fundamental analysis because it just ended up looking up the information. Notice the key word there. All it did was just look up information and look up the information on the wrong Fortis. So ended up giving me information on Fortis Healthcare chain of hospitals, but I was interested in Fortis, the electric company, which trades on the TSX. And I was able to pick that up because I've done hours on research. I've done my own due diligence behind my own stocks, my own ETFs. So things like that stand out to me. And I really want you to take a lesson in that. Why it's so important to do your own due diligence. My concern for you is that if you're a new investor, I don't want you to put your hard earned money behind these AI picks blindly without having to do your own research. And it's the same problem all large language models seem to have is that they're designed to predict text, not really understand it. So you're the one who has to ultimately question and understand the information. So can you really use AI to pick stocks? The financial industry has been using machine learning for stock trading for years. This is nothing new. For example, when it comes to high frequency traders, they profit from tiny price differences using algorithms to predict market moves within milliseconds. And quantitative traders use all the data that they can get their hands on from social media sentiment to weather forecasts in their models before they start trading stocks. And AI tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Meta, Gemini are all part of this strategy. All they're really doing is scanning the internet for insights instead of relying solely on traditional data and complex models. As compelling as AI might be on paper, it's only as good as the web articles or other sources of data it's looking up and pulling for you. If you're an experienced investor who knows the ins and outs of the markets, who knows the ins and outs of how to do proper financial due diligence, then yeah, sure, use AI. It might help you enhance your efficiency. It might help you identify hidden patterns, and it might make for a better streamlined process to speed things up for you if you are an experienced investor who knows the market. To make a long story short, whether you should use AI to pick stocks or not really depends on your level of expertise, your investment objectives, and your overall comfort with new technology. Hopefully, you've seen from this video as the example I showed you, AI can enhance your investment strategy, but it is not an error-proof solution. If you're new to investing or just not comfortable with using the complexities of AI, my thought for you is that stick with the traditional approach for investing, whether it's index funds or whether it's building your own diversified portfolio. If all you're doing is VEQT or XEQT, you don't really need AI for your investment strategy. However, if you're an experienced investor looking to really refine your strategy, AI can provide some powerful insights and tools of automation to potentially give you an edge in the market. Just make sure you understand the tools you're using and consider combining AI with your own due diligence and your own judgment. Lastly, here's a bit of food for thought to chew on. If you're someone who enjoys the process of doing research, who enjoys the process of manually calculating dividend ratios, dividend payouts, things like that, using AI, you may feel like you're giving up control over your investment process. Something to think about. So let me know in the comments down below, how are you using AI, or are you planning to use AI to pick your stocks or as part of your investment process? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, again, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I read every single comment. Remember to like the video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content, and check out the links in the description below for some amazing resources that I've picked out for you. If you have questions for me, if you want direct answers from me within 24 hours, make sure to check out my profile on askme.com. That's it for now. I'll talk to you in the next one.